Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160EN podcast. This is the long-awaited and highly anticipated podcast number 96. Before I get to our very two special guests today, let me just start off by saying I'll be your host, Danny. And of course, I'm joined, as always, by my two cohorts, starting off with my man, Christian. Christian, how are you doing today, dude?
I'm doing great. Very excited, and I don't want to take up too much time with this, so let's keep it moving, baby.
Also joined by my man, Sam from across the pond. Sam, how are you today, dude?
Yeah, I'm great. Same as Christian. Thank you, Alexandre and Bruno, for coming on. We really appreciate it, and so thank you for your time.
Just want to mention quickly, Nando and Steph, who couldn't make it today, obviously, but they also wanted to come here, but with conflicting schedules, they couldn't make it. So shout out to Nando, shout out to Steph especially. Anyways, today, of course, we're joined by two very special guests. First, a highly regarded lawyer and one of Sporting's former vice presidents that oversaw our most recent period of sustained success. Someone who stood by the club during one of our most, if not our most difficult time in our history, and of course was a part of the team who got the truth acknowledged and their good name cleared. We're joined by Alexandre Godinho, Dr. Alexandre Godinho. Sir, how are you today?
Hello, Danny. Let me first thank you for your kind invitation. Danny, Christian, and Sam, let me first greet you guys. It's a pleasure to be here. And let me also greet all your audience. I hope that they have a good broadcast and they enjoy our conversation. And last but not least, let me also greet Bruno. Bruno, hello, my good friend. How are you tonight?
Let me start with that because, of course, he needs no introduction, but I want to give him an introduction anyways. Last but not least, of course, we're joined by a man who not only saved the club, who at one point was battling relegation to then the next following season getting us to second and finally competing again. He brought us 2 Taça de Ligas and a Taça de Portugal that my heart nearly didn't survive. Of course, brought us our beautiful Pavilion João Rocha, and with it brought us many successes across all our modalidades. The various sports that Sporting represents. Saved the club from financial ruin, bringing us to financial stability that we had yet seen before. His 5.5-year tenure was done with much effort, dedication, devotion, and glory, among many other things. Of course, we're joined by President Bruno Carvalho. Bruno, how are you doing today, sir?
So first, as Alexandre told, thank you for the invitation. For us, it is a pleasure every time to speak about Sporting. And it is very important to show to people that Sporting is lived in a lot of countries, not only in Portugal. You told me before we came in here that you were in Canada, United States, and London. So London, I don't know if it was London, it was England. I don't know, it is London.
Yeah, London.
Yeah. Okay, so it's very interesting to see how Sporting is lived all around the world, and that's what we told for 5.5 years. It was the importance of Sporting in the world, and you are the proof. So thank you for let us being here and to speak a little bit about one of our loves.
Thank you for joining us. It's truly an honor to have both of you on, and we do really appreciate it. First off, I just want to mention quickly, because we did mention the international thing. I have a jersey right over here that you signed there because you came to Toronto back in 2013 for preseason. Quick question: do you remember who we played?
No.
It was,
I don't remember.
It was Penarol of Uruguay, and in typical Sporting fashion, we went into penalties and of course won. Typical Sporting, of course. And yeah, let's start right away, and let's start with my first question for you, for both of you, really. And it has to do with the current Sporting team. How do you guys see this unexpected, great, I don't even want to call it a start because we're about halfway there, but great running of the season, currently in first, won a Taça Liga, of course, out of all other competitions. But Alexandre, I'll start with you and then I'll pass it to Bruno. What do you think of this season so far?
Well, I think you put it correctly. It's a little bit unexpected, and I don't want to be unfair, but I will compare it to the previous two seasons. But I think we are facing and we are seeing a little bit of the Ruben Amorim effect. I must say that it was a good and fresh surprise, this young coach. I think that he has been doing a good job. He has been putting many of the young kids from our academy. He has been showing no fear to put them to start on the 11th starting squad. So I'm really enjoying seeing the likes of youngsters as Nuno Mendes as a left back, seeing Pedro Gonçalves, who we went and hired from Famalicão, that is showing off all his immense talents. I'm really glad that we rescued João Palhinha, which is proving himself as a 4-4 an all road at the midfield and filling the entire pitch, to be honest, and so many other kids that are showing up on the starting 11. So yes, it's really refreshing to see the performance of the squad this year, and let's see how it goes from now. The team has only 2 competitions that they are still well, actually now it's only down to 1, right? The only the league. So let's see if that's a competitive advantage regarding our main adversaries. We hope it is. And but as you said, we're at halfway. Still a long way, even if it's some games already have surpassed. It's still a long way. Let's see how the boys handle themselves. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. To the team is performing on the pitch. Yeah, for sure.
So
Agreed. How about you, Bruno?
Okay.
Yes.
So what I think it is, it's very good. I think every time that people understands that the talent that we have in the youngsters it's amazing, and for us it is very good to see that youngsters, after so many talk about what we made to the young teams, and it was a problem that we didn't put money in the academy, and it was so many problems about the academies and the under 23, under 19, and under 17. So it's, for us, it is a pleasure to see that there was no problem, and there was a lot of good players in our team. So Ruben Amorim started last year, started to implementing his ideas. The things didn't went how we all wanted, but this year the kids are doing very good. And of course, Ruben understood very well the club, understood very well what he had, and it was a match in his strategy, in his methods of training and playing, and it's very, very good. I don't know what's going to happen in the end of the season. What I'm seeing, it is regarding football, people are very happy, and that is one thing very important. I'm not telling that it is the only thing I think that is important for Sporting, but for sure, for people that love soccer, that loves football, it's very, very, that love Sporting, it's very, very good to see that people are happy. The players are very strong in their unity, and that is very, very good. They understood very much the ideas of Ruben Amorim, and that is very good. So, despite all of the things that can happen, very happy, and I think it is a good season.
Yeah, I agree. Sam, okay, continue, dude.
I just had a question. It's not sporting related, but due to the pandemic, I just wanted to know how you two are coping with the lockdown. Has it been difficult for you? Have you got any advice to anyone who's going through the difficult time? Bruno, I'll start with you. How was your lockdown and pandemic? How are you feeling about it?
I need to tell you that I understand what people are living, and I understand that people wanted to return to the normal day by day, the most quick that they can. The only thing I need to tell them is, unfortunately for me, and a little bit for Alexandre, we were living in this confinement for 2 years before the pandemic. And it's not good because it is 2 years before and now more 1 year. What people needs to do, they need to understand that it's life. We are living a very, very strange and very bad situation. There's no need for talk if this is a lie or not a lie, if it is a conspiration by the government and by Microsoft that wants to put us some chips and make everybody to. I don't care. People are dying. We need to understand. We need to be very responsible in this situation. I understand what people are living, but for me, it is 3 years of pandemic, and I'm here and alive and well. So if I can, people can. And the only thing it is not to cry every day. It's what it is. Maybe if we make an effort, a very big one for a period, some period of time, maybe we don't need to live this all our lives, because we are trying to have a half solution, half confinement, half in street, and that is not been good, because here in Portugal, I don't know in your countries how it is. Here in Portugal, it is 300 people dying every day. It's very bad. There are friends, there are families, there are fathers, mothers, daughters, sons. We cannot tell this is a joke. It's not a joke. It is real. People are suffering, not only about the result of the disease, but economically, socially, regarding us as people, our minds, our physical. It's not good. But what I need to tell it is, we need to understand that we need to live again, and understand how it is to live with our families. We need to understand how it is to make our minds to go work. It's not for us to go to work. It is our mind to work, our mind to understand the situation. We had wars in the world. You have the First World War, the Second World War. People couldn't do nothing. People need to stay at home. Bombs coming, and people were not crying about it was something from the government. It was true. It was happening. If people go out, they die. And now it is the same. I have a father with almost 90 years old, a mother with almost 80 years old. I need to be responsible for them. I have 3 daughters, so let's stop joking about the things and trying to make us more smart than we are, and trying to know that the world is going in a scheme for manipulating everybody. We don't need a pandemic to manipulate the people. People are people because they are very easy to manipulate, and I know that, very easy to manipulate. So you don't need a virus. You don't need COVID. You only need people. To have someone that can be manipulated, you only need to be alive. So let's stop playing with things. Let's stop making jokes or making plans in our head. Let's make this program. Let's be together without being together. It's life. It's how now it's how we need to live, and we need to stop joking. And I think that there are governments that are joking because they don't understand what is happening, and they don't want to take the measures that are needed to be taken. And there are a lot of people that are joking. Every day we see movies in internet of parties, underground dinners. People are crazy. They don't understand. Maybe if someone very near will die, they will wake up. But why? Why to see the death near you for you to understand? You don't need. You need to be clever. But that is the problem of the world. If we were all clever, the world was something so great that we will not speak about heaven, because heaven will be here in earth. But the problem is generally we are not clever. So we need to go day by day with the pandemic, and we need to understand she's real, and there are people suffering a lot, and we need to be very strong, helping us and helping the others.
Yeah, that's a great answer, honestly. Alex, do you have anything to add onto that?
Well, Bruno said most of it. He emptied a little bit of my answer, but let me. I of course I agree with almost everything he said, if not everything. I can only say that I'm fortunate enough to be healthy, and all my next of kin also are doing good. On the other side, I'm seeing with concern some people near me, and also some relatives that have been through this pandemic, suffering the effects of the virus. So I can see, and I feel, and I know it is real, and this is a very important concern that should be on everybody's back of their minds, and don't lose sight of it, because it's very important. The only thing that I would like to say, and it's a little bit part of my analysis of the whole pandemic situation, is that Portugal is a small, in terms of geography, a small country, population by comparison also more or less 10 million people, but it's a very specific country with a very particular population, and you have to look at it. You have to look at them as they are, and what it concerns me is that our government, okay, the states, the competent entities, they have the tendency to do politics, okay, with the pandemic. I'm not sure if I'm being understood, but that's never a good policy. Okay, it's never a good policy. So my urge to everybody that is listening would be: take care of yourselves, stay at home, protect yourselves, take this very seriously. Okay, never lose sight of your goals, never lose your faith. But please protect yourself. Don't try to do crazy things just because. Okay, we have to act as a community, as a concerned community, and this is not a joke. So we have to take this seriously. And of course, I'm gonna put out a small example. Of course, that we also have to take care of ourselves as individuals, and I'm talking about our liberties, okay? The freedom that is born with each and every one of us as individuals. And unfortunately, the government, when they pass bills here in Portugal, they create a lot of confusion to people, okay, to the population, because the bills are not clear, the laws here are not clear. There's a lot of confusion. So what we see every day is some people abide to the law and to the regulations that are enforced, and others don't. And then we see this phenomenon of social media, where it's very easy for a video or something to get viral really quickly, and you have always a lot of people coming in and say, oh, this guy is a criminal, he should go to jail, why is he out, he shouldn't be out, and without even looking at context and knowing what was behind it, and what happened. So what I think, the bottom line of what I'm saying is, let's all breathe in a little bit, okay, and try to think a little bit about things, and do things with some consciousness, especially if possible with the just be safe. Just be safe, and just try to keep us all safe. This is very serious, and let's interpret it like that.
Let me just say one thing, Alexandre. I was listening very good, and when you said here in Portugal, and I remember what happened in the last weeks in America, and I say that when I saw what happened in America, I thought that Portugal is very nice.
Very true.
I'm not going to refute that.
There is not only bad things in Portugal, and there is worse. There is worse.
Of course.
One thing we need to understand that a lot of people live in democracy and in freedom. We need to understand that freedom is a very, very, very good concept. We are very happy to live in freedom, but we need to understand that also the stupid guys are free to be stupid. So it is one of the problems of the freedom. It's not only the intelligent guys that are free. Stupid people are free also. So that is the problem of the pandemic. You have good, intelligent people, and that they are free, and they think about themselves and the others. And then you have the freedom of stupidity, and it's a problem growing in the world. So it's not good to fight a pandemic when you have a strong army of stupid free people, and it's true.
And unfortunately, there's no vaccine for stupidity. Unfortunately, too.
No, never. And I think it's growing more fast every day, and it's a problem because I remember when I was young, and we had our problems, of course. I'm almost making, 1 week, something like 1 week, I will make 49 years old. So we were not all good things. We had bad things. Our generation had bad things, but we were not like the generation today. We didn't think that we were the clever ones and the intelligent ones, and we know everything. Maybe because there was not internet, so we understood that every day it was a learning day. Every day we need to develop our minds, and we need to be able to read, to understand, to listen to people. Now, no one needs to listen to no one. We live in the Google society, and in Google, everybody is smart. And
everyone's an expert.
I know the answer. They don't know if the answer is good, but they know that they have the answer. So there is not a problem. Everybody is very intelligent. Everybody knows everything, and everybody have a statement to do. No, COVID is not right. I'm free. I go out if I want because I'm free. They don't understand what is freedom. People don't understand what is freedom. People understand that their stupidity was led to be free, but they don't understand because they never lived in another system that wasn't freedom. So they don't understand. And that's for me. Sometimes I look to my daughters and I say, what did I make? What did I make? Where did I put you guys? Where? What is this? What is this world that people think they have 10 years, they go to internet and they are the biggest, they know everything. Why we have 50 years old, 60 years, why we are alive? They don't need us. They are free, they know everything. So I'm very afraid of the pandemic, of COVID, but I'm also, as a father and as a son, very afraid of the Google pandemic. It is the way of making the more free. Everybody can tell some things and think that they are very clever, and that for me as a father, I'm very afraid, because one day COVID will disappear, or I don't know if disappear it is the right term. We will live with COVID very common because our bodies will be immune or more strong to survive. But I feel that I'm afraid if my daughters can survive stupidity. And how Danny said, it's true. Will not have a vaccine. Some centuries ago, there was someone that said that education, knowledge, was the way to fight stupidity. Unfortunately, the centuries are passing, and it's something that is growing. So because of that, we need to say something to people to stay home, stay safe. Please think about yourself and the others. You will not need to say that if people didn't think that they know everything. Why will I stay home if I know that this is not real? This is a scheme of the world. Very strange, very strange. I'm afraid as a father more than the pandemic. I'm afraid of the pandemic, but I think that in 6 months, 1 year, I will be afraid again of the stupidity of the world.
Yeah,
very true.
Great answer. Thank you for that. I'll give it to Chris.
Yeah, so I want to switch gears to I'd say another general football topic. It's constantly in the news. It was one of the things you pioneered, the VAR. One of the great introductions into our game. It's, saved many, offsides goals that would have otherwise gone uncalled in the past. But at the same time, there's a lot of controversy around it. Often they're drawing lines on offsides when they don't have the correct angle, and you've seen it. I'm sure I don't need to explain it to you. You've seen the head scratchers at times. So my question is, as someone who worked hard to pioneer the VAR and make an improvement into the game, what is your take on not only its use in Portugal, but I guess its use in Portugal and its use overall currently?
Look, I need to tell you one thing. When I spoke with UEFA and FIFA regarding a lot of subjects in football, sometimes first it was not first, because all the subjects were always in the
Is it me or did we lose him? I think we lost him.
I think he's frozen. Yeah.
Let's give him a second. Maybe he'll come back.
I'm glad it wasn't me for once.
Maybe you can refresh only his side now.
Are we back yet? Are we good? Okay.
I want to switch.
I don't know how to take it from here.
Switch gears.
We could. Alexandre, what did you think of VAR? What do you think of it as a whole in general?
Well, I think the VAR is a huge contribution to modern football. I think it was a long time overdue for sure. But we can't forget one very important thing. The VAR doesn't solve every problem, okay? And there's a phenomenon which we can observe nowadays, is that, as we all know, VAR is operated by people. It's operated by referees, okay? So if the people operating VAR make a mistake, that mistake will reflect itself on the game, on the unfolding of the game. So of course the VAR is very important, but it won't solve alone all the problems. So I think where we have to put our energies, all the competent entities and all the football bodies have to put their energy on the formation, on getting the people and give them proper VAR education. That's exactly what it is. So all the rules regarding the system, the operating the system, how to make it swifter, how to make it truly compatible with the three guys and the fourth guy that are on the pitch at the same time, and making all things run as smoothly as possible. So we have to keep this in mind, and don't think that this is a done job, a done project. It's not. Okay, it's dynamic. It's still evolving. It has a lot of room for improvement. So I think that people should be more concentrated on this part and not as much in what I can only call the football politics, soccer politics. We know there's a lot of backstage influence going on. Okay, it is what it is. So as long as we don't focus ourselves in trying to better the system, trying to make it as perfect as it can be, it will always have some problem. Okay, but I think we can now state with humongous dose of certainty that it's been a huge contribution. As you, Christian, were just saying, a lot of offsides that previously would be given as wrong, and now can have the opportunity to be corrected during the game. Penalty kicks that were scored or not scored, and that can be corrected. So we've narrowed the margin of error, and I think that's a hell of a strong point that we have to give worth. But there's still a long way to go in what the rules of football is concerned, and all the things around it that can be improved. There's still a long way to go. So this was a very important thing, but there are many rules regarding. There's one thing, because we were talking about COVID, there's one thing that this pandemic already brought us, and it was thing that we were already claiming, which was a change in the substitution rules. We were limited to 3. I think that this change that the pandemic brought us for the increasing to 5 substitutions, I think it's a rule that should stay even after the pandemic. I think it makes all the sense, and I don't see any significant factor, any significant reason why we should go back and put in force the original rules. So and like this example, there's so many others that we have to keep working in and keep evolving it. The sport should evolve like everything else in life.
I guess I want to follow that up. Do you think that, do you think we'll ever get to a point where we're like in rugby, we hear the audio, or they're more transparent? I'm just wondering what you think the future looks like, and if we can ever get to this point where, it's as transparent as it can be.
I think that the rugby issue is very pertinent. Oh, I think we have Bruno back. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, but my daughter thought that it was more important for me to talk to her, and she unplugged the computer. So I don't know if I'm interrupting someone.
I think we can't hear you properly.
You're a little, yeah.
Network is fluctuating.
Here it is. Okay.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
We're good. We're good.
So I'm interrupting someone. Alex, did you answer the question?
I answered my part, but you were stating your view.
So yeah. I will say one thing. I think that when people think about the things, they try every time to understand how they can maintain the power of things. What I'm trying to say is, when I spoke with UEFA and FIFA, I told that it was very important to end the third-party ownership, but it was very important also for them to create the rule for economical societies can enter football. The problem is going to be that if they couldn't buy players, the bad fans, they will buy the clubs. They didn't listen. And now you have the same people as owners of clubs. The technology of the VAR, I said that it was very, very important for the people can listen what the referees were talking to each other. And here in the stadium, in the Sporting Stadium in José Alvalade, a board member of the international board. So it is the top of football. The top of football, it's not UEFA, it's not FIFA, it is the international board, as you know. And the guy told, no, it's possible to listen. It's possible. And our president of the Portuguese Federation said, no, it's not. So the Portuguese president of the Portuguese Federation of Football wanted to know better than the board member of the international board. So they said no. And the guy said, no, it's possible. And you tell me what this can help to listen to people, what this can help. Okay, there's everything in life we need to learn. And this is a new technology, and people need to learn how to work with it, because the technology, it's not a problem. Every time it is the people that use the technology that can be the problem or can be the solution. The technology, it is just a way of doing things, and very good way. And I hope it's a point of no return, that we will not lose this opportunity because of bad people handling the technology. The problem is when you don't want to listen what they are saying, people will try to make an explanation. I want to understand things in my life. I don't want people just saying to me yes or no. I want to understand. It was the way that I was raised. You need to understand for yourself. Maybe it is a problem, as I spoke. Maybe my generation wants to understand, and the new generation only wants to listen yes or no. But the question is, why not? Why it is a problem for us to listen what they are speaking? If one made a decision and the other one says, no, I think it's not a good decision, let's listen. And if people listen, they can understand what is going on, and they can understand some mistakes, and they can understand that they are mistakes and not problems about, because it's what people think, corruption. So why we don't adopt what is something that even the international board said it is possible, but every national federation needs to say something. I don't think that listen to people saying that. Not all the stadiums can have the technology to listen what they are saying. This is not good, because they ask so many things. When I was president, they asked so many things in the stadium. We had to pay a lot of things in the stadium. It's not a problem to have a speaker that we can listen of what is going on. So my question is not about the technology, is why people want to have the technology, but have the same power. And the power it is for only them to know what is happening. Only they can listen to people. Regular people cannot listen. And if you see, it was very easy. It's very simple. It's only regarding listening to people. What this is not nuclear fission. This is not something very strange. It's only to listen. And if you listen, people will be, it's not a question of afraid, but people will be more responsible for what they are saying. I will give you an example. When we were, before the program, we were speaking. We were correctly speaking to each other, but we could say things if nobody's listening. And if we knew each other for a lot of years, we can say stupid things to each other. Things that we will not say in public, not because we are bad people or good people, but because we have a more big responsibility when we know that people are listening to us. And the question regarding the technology is why they don't put for the general public in the TV and in the stadiums of what they are speaking. This will increase the responsibility of people that are speaking, because they understand that everybody is listening and that everybody wants to understand the decision. Of course, this will be very good to improve what it is, their decisions. And only if you don't know nothing about life, because you can't Google it. How to live your life? Of course, you can Google it, but there is no good subject about this. I was in the construction business for a lot of years. And in the end of the construction, every time a problem, because you get the painter and the painter will put paint in the floor, and the guy from the floor will be mad and come and put some oil in the walls, and the guy from the, so everybody was not helping everybody. Everybody was not making a common effort to end. And what did I make? I said, okay, people, let's change the rule. Now I decide when people enter in the work. And every time someone makes a delay on the other one, I will put a fine of 10%. And imagine the work start to finish. Nobody had problem. Of course, there was little problems, but I saw the paint guys helping the man from the floor, helping the man from the pladur, helping the electrician guy. Everybody was helping everybody. And why? Because they had a responsibility, as not only regarding what they were doing, but regarding all. And this is the problem of the technology. The technology needs to be working for football, not to be working for the people in charge of football. And until they understand that it was so easy, of course, you can say to me, Christian, but it's only a question of listening. Maybe we need to change some rules in the protocol. Maybe, of course, everything can be improved. But one thing that is very, very simple, to finish with the suspicion, to finish with the thought of people if we are making a mistake or if we are making a corrupt decision. And that it's very easy. It's putting the words loud for everybody to listen and to understand what is happening. And even when the referees made a mistake, people will understand why. People will understand what was the problem, what was the decision. This is very easy, but in football, nothing is easy, because everything it is power, because power is money. And football, it's not like people invented him some centuries ago. Now it is an industry and it is money. It was like Alexandre saying that the government, not this one, I think that all the governments are making some politics about pandemic and not regarding the pandemic. Everything it is politics. It's not regarding pandemic. It's our life. It is politics. They decide if we go left or right regarding the way they think and what they want. It's not what we want. It's what they want. And in football, it is the same. And I need to tell you that I had a very bad idea about the international board. And in the middle of the 5 years I was there, maybe in the third year, there was some big changes in the international board. And the one of the biggest change, it was it started to appear people with less than 150 years old. When I came to football, everybody in the international board, the members, had 150, 200 years old. It's true. It's true. It was a miracle of science because they were alive, but they were sleeping, but they were alive. Now I saw people with 30, 40 years old, and I said, oh, how this is possible? People alive and speaking and not sleeping, and wow, I was astonished. It was amazing. And football started to change. Of course, it's not a problem regarding age. It is a problem of having the strength. I'm very happy to have a father that is 19 years old, and every day he teach me things that it was impossible for me to know because I don't have his age. I didn't live what he lived. But of course I have more strength. He's 19 years old. Mm-hmm. He's very good for his age. Of course he is. He's very good in his mind. Of course he is. He has the strength to change the world he wants. He don't have. So one of the good things about the international board, it changed. And it changed when we started to put not 20 years old people, but 40, 50. That was very important. And they come and say, enough is enough. What is the problem? The problem about referees? Okay, let's implement a new technology. No, yes, we are going to make. What is the problem? There is a problem. Let's go. Let's try. What was the problem? It was the people that has 150 to 200 years old. That was in the international board. Now with the pandemics, there is no one in the stadiums. But that guys passed to the lounge, the VIP lounge in the stadiums, and seeing the games and being called as general, colonel, doctor, engineer, and the man of football. The problem it is in the national soccer responsible teams, you still have the people with 150, 200 years old. Some not about age, but regarding minds, and all about to have the control, to have the power, to win the money. And that is the real problem. The technology, very simple. Protocols can be changed and can be a little bit improved. But the main problem it is people don't want everything to be clear, because if Christian, Sam, and Danny, if you know the same thing that I know regarding anything, I will lose the control. So I will say to you that I will teach you, but I will never teach you all that I know. Because if I teach you all, I will lose the control. If I lose the control, I lose the money. Everybody thinks that I said everything that I knew about soccer. That I said, because I said so many things that were true. But believe me, I didn't told half. Because the day I tell, I will lose the control. And I need to have a control. After what they made to me, I need to have the control. So if I think like this, imagine the people that are not strong about their. I told you that I had a problem with the Google generation. I have also a problem regarding the generation that it's not a Google generation, but is the non-competent generation. What I'm telling it is, if you are competent, if you are clever, if you know what you are saying, you don't have problems to tell people, to speak, to learn, to teach. When you are a mediocre people, when you don't have the knowledge, but you want to have the power, you need to rule in a world of mediocre people. So you are going to level people to your level. It's to make like this, go down. And the problem is in the world, it is there is not a lot of people that say, no, let's put high. And now let's put everybody into a higher position, into a higher situation, higher knowledge, higher awareness, highest thoughts, ideas. No. Everybody's pulling us down to say, no. I am stupid, but I need to be king, so I need everybody to be stupid. And if you try to say, no, let's go. The world is this. You need to aim higher. You are a populist and a demagogue. Every time. Of course, there are stupid people, and there are people that are demagogues, and there are people that are populists, and there are people that wants to manipulate people, of course. But there are people that not only wants to put the scale up and want himself to be better and the peoples to be better. Every time what society makes, they put you a target in your head and they will shoot. Because people don't want to feel what they really are. And people, unfortunately, think when you think that you know a lot and that you don't need to learn nothing, it's the first step for you to understand that you don't know nothing. And for me, it is a problem because for me, I learned that we need to aim for higher goals. You need to respect the people that know things, and you need to improve yourself every day. I need to understand that it's not the common way to live. People don't want to live. People want to survive. And in football, the technology that you mentioned, Christian, was not to evolve. It was to survive. They didn't want the technology. They told me in my face, you will never see this technology in football. You will never see. And I said, I will. They said, no, you are not. And they told me in FIFA and UEFA. The guy in charge in FIFA today told me in my face, never. You will never see this technology. They didn't put because they believe in her. They didn't put because they want to evolve. They put it because they wanted to survive. And why? Because Platini and Blatter was in a scandal. And they need to be different. And everybody say, whoa, technology. I'm a fan. and people say this guy is good for football. This guy, and they say, I don't like the technology, but I don't care. I need to survive. Technology. Wow, amazing. I will tell you one thing. I don't know if I told to someone, but I think yes, but maybe one time in my life. When I went to speak with Platini, I went to UEFA, Platini was not there, and then he was very interesting to speak with me personally, and he invited me to go there a second time. But he invited me and Fernando Gomes, the president of the Portuguese Federation.
Yeah.
And Fernando Gomes, all the meeting, was laughing in my face regarding the VAR technology. Never. And then I saw him in our stadium saying, Portugal will be one of the first to implement something that I believe a lot. And I said, you believe a lot. So happy. It's something, he believed it a lot. It's a lot. You need to understand. I was 2 hours with Platini, 2-3 hours, and Fernando Gomes every second laughing, looking to Platini. He's a crazy guy. The VAR technology, never in life. No, never. Then, but why? Did he see the light? Yes. If we see that there is one club in Portugal that is connected with the light, I need to say that Fernando saw the light, but saw the light not regarding VAR. He saw the light after he coming out from Porto in the highway. It was a very big truck, and he saw the light. No, you saw what I made. It was for nobody to understand what I said. It was a truck, and he left the light of Fernando coming up from the highway in Porto. Porto, the city, of course, not the club.
The city, of course.
No, of course, everybody is understanding. So the question it was, they wanted to survive. Christian, they don't want to improve, because when they improve, you will see in football one thing that they are afraid, that is competence. You will start to speak about, no, this guy is very good in what he's doing. This guy is very competent. This guy has the skills. No. They don't want. They want to have the power. And for them to have the power, it is to have the information. I don't want to give you because I want to have the power, not because I'm competent, not because I have good skills, not because I'm the best, but because I can. Not because I should, it's because I can. I'm the boss. And this is very, I think, 50th century mind. And we are in 21st century, but not in soccer. In soccer, everybody's trying to win something, but it's not a winning that we are used to listen. It is financial winnings, and that is very, very bad. That is very, very bad. So don't think that or you put out the people that have 150 to 200 years old out, not making nothing bad. It is to put in VIP lounges and have good dinners and good concerts and a good life. And you put good people in football, or you will never have a solution, because every solution, it's only to be put in place when you want to survive. And then you don't make nothing very, very special, because if you put something very special, you will lose your power. And these guys are not powerful because they are very good. They are powerful because they live in a world of very mediocre people, very bad. But yeah. I believe one day, 100 years from now, I believe one day football will change.
When they're 250.
Yeah, I hope that in that day They are in
They finally go, huh?
the wall of a museum. Look, Ricard, this was the this was the God take him and go. And I hope, because for sure that they don't like people that think for their heads. They don't like.
Question into a similar vein, in terms of survival and everything you were saying, and the higher ups in UEFA. A lot has been said over the last few years over like a UEFA Super League. I know this is a bit away from Sporting, and we'll get more into that in a bit. But do you realistically think, because like you were saying, survival, and this is a new money, a new way to make money, and for the top teams to continue to make money, because I'm sure Barcelona and Real Madrid aren't happy that they have to share their stage with Osasuna and etc. Do you think a European Super League might actually be on the horizon? And if so, what does that mean for fans like us that support little old Sporting?
In the last year that I was in Sporting, that was one of the biggest issues. And every time I went to FIFA, to UEFA, to England, in a lot of seminaries that I went to speak, conference, I told that I was 100% against. But it was something with very strength. And I don't care what people say now. But our federation was saying to people that they didn't want, but they were involved in the process of making it. And that is the truth. And that is the problem regarding Bruno. He doesn't know how to be quiet. Shut up. Don't speak. Don't say. People don't. What happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happened in football stays in football. And then appeared the stupid guy named Bruno that why what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. I was in Vegas 4 times in my life. I need to tell you that I don't like to gamble, but it is one of the most amazing places I was in my life. And I don't like to gamble. And I said to my daughter, my oldest one that was with me 2 times, that after the pandemic, it was one of the first places that I was taking her, because it's amazing. But why? Why what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas? Only the guys that are criminals. The guys that went to Vegas with not to the wife, but with the mistress. What stays in Vegas? Well, it's stupid. But in football, you have in the 21st century, you still have the Don Corleone. It is come and kiss my ring. I am the Lord of the ring. I am the master of the universe. And you are what? No, because here in FIFA, we have more than 250 countries. We are more important than NATO. You are what? More important than NATO. We are the worldwide biggest organization in the world. I said, wow. Do you have a ring for me to kiss? And say, no, I forgot my ring in home. Oh, sorry, I wanted to kiss a lot your ring. And they said, who's this crazy guy? This crazy guy is from a country that it's called what? It's something like Al. I don't know. Al? Portugal. Al. Gal. It's from Gal. I said, what? What is this? This is football. This is soccer. What is this? You can't imagine. You can't imagine what is football. You can't imagine. Of course, that I need to tell you that it's very funny. It's very entertaining. It's very good to see the players playing and the ball coming, and if we win, it's very good. But it reminds me the way of the Romans. Every time there was a guy in charge that was making bad things, they will put the people in the Colosseum. And it was the opium of the people. It was the Colosseum and killing people and the lions eating the people and the gladiators. And in the modern times, the circus, it is football. Every time people are making bad things, you put football in front. No. Let's put football, and football is a friend, and every time they don't need. You need to understand that football is a problem. They don't care. Danny, Christian, Sam, Alexandre knows what I'm speaking about. But we are living a pandemic that, as you know, is striking sports. No, it's striking everybody, but it's striking. Now we are speaking about sports.
Sports, yeah.
And football, people say football is dying because you don't have people in stadiums, problems. Do you know what is dying?
No.
The club. Every time. It's the clubs.
Got it.
The clubs are dying, not because of the pandemic only. It's because the clubs are living a pandemic the last 20 years. They are killing the clubs. And with this is more quicker. But do you think the agents are dying? Oh, they are alive and kicking. They like simple minds, alive and kicking. They are well. They are making a lot of money. Do you think the players are dying? I'm speaking regarding the main teams, because the reality of soccer, it's not the one that we think. The reality, the most people in soccer don't have money to eat. That is the truth. But we are speaking about Sporting, Bayern, Barcelona, Benfica, Porto, Braga, blah, blah, blah. We are speaking about the clubs that we say that they are big or gigantic. The players are dying. No. The agents are dying. No. The presidents are dying. No. It's the clubs. And what happened? It is a problem because after the pandemic, the clubs need to be saved. And imagine who is going to save the clubs? The guys that had the third-party ownership before. More important, you say, no, before the pandemics, they were buying the clubs. You told. I told this in this program, yes. But now, if they buy for 20 million, now they buy for 20,000. This is the problem of football. This is what I told for 5.5 years. We need to save the clubs. And nobody cared. And one thing I thought it was very strange, it was the supporters didn't care also. They didn't care also. They didn't understand. What we are living in football, it's like this. Imagine that you don't have money to eat. And I come and I say, look, I will give you money for you to have a very good dinner today. Or I will create the conditions for you, with your effort, to pass a little bit problems, but you can survive in the future. I will give you the tools for you to survive in the future. Now choose. What I learned when I was in soccer, that 90% of people say, give me dinner. 90% of people will say, give me dinner. Only 10%, and I'm being good. Today, I'm feeling good. 10% of people say, no, I want to have conditions to have a future. And I will connect this to something very interesting. The moment of Sporting today. What is the dinner? It is Ruben Amorim and the players. And people are eating the dinner happily. And I want to eat dinner also because I need to eat.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to understand that I'm going to have a future. And what I see in Sporting will not have a future. We'll have a present, of course. We can be very happy, of course. If I don't eat and you give me dinner, I will be happy. The problem is, if they continue to make their ways in putting Sporting financially and in terms of management in the way they are making, and losing the identity of Sporting regarding the multi-sports that Danny spoke in the beginning of the program, you will not have a future. And you will say, I don't care because I want to eat tonight. Of course. What I will say to people, that they are stupid? No, it is a decision. What I wanted for people to understand, that every decision has a consequence. Good or bad, every decision you make in life, you need to understand what is going to happen. I would prefer the best of the best situation for someone to give me dinner and to give me future. If I need to choose, I will prefer his future. But for me, okay, dinner and future. But what I see, it's people forgetting in Sporting that there is a debt of almost 20 million euros from the club to the company that owns the football, that nobody understands what happened. Why Sporting Club of Portugal has a debt of 20 million with the SAD. Why?
Yeah.
Why, if you have a contract of 515 million euros, you say that you don't have money? What happened? What is the problem? If you don't have money, if you have a problem that you are not paying to people, how you are buying things for the club, how you are paying things, how you are buying players, how, and that is for me my problem. You will never listen to me to say people need to think like this or need to think like that. I don't care. People are free. But when people choose, they need to understand that there is consequence. And I'm very happy regarding, as you asked, and I'm very happy what is happening in football, soccer, in Sporting. I'm very worried what's happening in all the other subjects, all the multi-sports, the Olympic project, the financial stability that we don't have. I am afraid, but I will not say to people, look, you are wrong in only looking for soccer. People are not wrong or right. It is a decision. I think, for me, I think that we don't have a future with debts that are created for us to have to sell the football.
Yeah.
The debt that Sporting has, it is to sell the football of Sporting. And, maybe we are luck. Maybe we are luck. Maybe someone came to Sporting and he learned to love the club. And he will give a lot of money to the club. And maybe he will make sport. Yes. And one day, someone needs to come to these people and say that Santa Claus is not real.
Exactly.
Not only because
maybe.
he wears red, and that is bad, but because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So if people think that someone will come and buy and will be okay, it can happen. Yes. It's expected to happen. No. It's more likely to happen. No. It's more likely to someone to come and or he has results or he will close. Very simple, like that.
Yeah.
When you have a business, when you put money in a business, you need quick results. Or you give me money, or you don't give me money, I don't care, and I close.
Yeah.
So if this is the solution that people want, if people think that I'm saying this because it is Varandas that is in the club, or it is Rogério Alves that is in the club, or it is Dias da Cunha that is in the club, I don't care who is in the club. I don't care. The only thing I care it is to have good people in the club. People that love the club and they have the skills to develop the club. But if we are happy for one guy that found a coach after firing
4 or 5,
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, right.
So if that is the odds that they like,
yeah,
they should never gamble in Loteria because they will never win. Because if we are happy with someone that only strikes in the 9th, Jesus Christ. My lovely Leonardo Jardim. First strike. Let's go.
Pimba. And then even with Marco Silva, as bad as he was, still got us a Taça Portugal. Jesus, as bad as he was, still competed.
My daughter
I got to give you the credit.
I think that I'm losing the connection. I'm losing again the connection. Did you save Silva? I don't listen.
I'm just saying, at least he got us a Taça Portugal.
No, I have the connection. No, I have the connection. I'm kidding. In that day, I loved Marco.
Yeah, of course, me too.
That day I said, Marco, you are in my heart for the next 5 minutes. I will give you 5 minutes in my heart.
I loved Slimani and Freddie Montero a bit more. Let me just tell you that.
So do we.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good people. Very good people. Very interesting to work with them. Very, very nice.
Sam, go ahead. I was just going to ask, what were your thoughts on how the board and the club treated Emmanuel Viviano and Mihailovic after you left? Did you feel like it was something that they were doing just to spite you, or just to undermine you, or how did you feel about it?
I start and then it goes to Alexandre. Can be Alexandre?
Of course.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So let me tell you one thing, and I will be quicker. Maybe it is easy for me to say, I felt that there was a problem, and they made problems for players, for coaches, for everybody. And half of the people that are listening to us will say, Bruno is right. And half of the people will say, Bruno is a lunatic. It's a stupid guy. So let me tell you one thing. Very simple. What did these guys make? Players bought by us. Mm-hmm. They put money out. They put problems in Viviano, in our coach, in everybody. So it was sure that even Jovan in our days have some problem because he came from me and Batu. Okay. Yeah. But I will say maybe I'm not a good person to speak about this, because maybe It was nothing about that. And I say, of course it wasn't. We had the gala of Sporting. It was the Oscars of Sporting. They stopped. Why? Because it was me. We had the Congress Future of Football. One of the most amazing things that Sporting made internationally. They stopped. They stopped. Why? Because it was me. You had João Rocha, Pavilhão. They hate João Rocha. If they could put a bomb in João Rocha and make it disappear, they will put it. They don't lie. They don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So what a Sporting TV. What did they make different in Sporting TV? Nothing. They let Sporting TV hoping that one day they will go there and there isn't Sporting TV. Mm-hmm. And the question is, how this is possible? Imagine me that I was president in 2011 and at 6 a.m. I was not president anymore. So at 5 a.m. I was the president. At 6 a.m. I wasn't president anymore. I arrived to Sporting, imagine, and people saying to me, we have the Cup Centenário, and the Cup Centenário was made by Godinho. Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't understand. It was made by Godinho in Godinho time. I don't know what is Godinho time. It was in Sporting time. No, but it was Godinho. I don't know what is Godinho time. There is no Godinho time, no Bruno time, no Alexandre Godinho. I'm speaking about Godinho Lopes. Not Bruno time, not Godinho time, not Dias da Cunha time. It's Sporting time. If it is a good thing, if it is a good cup, and it is regarding a team that is so much important in our history, I don't care if it was Godinho or no Godinho. It is very good, and we are going to continue. I don't understand the question. And people look at me, but maybe you can. I don't want to do nothing. What is good is good. Mm-hmm. This guy came and said, what has the smell of Bruno? I don't want. Yeah. No, yeah. I don't want. I don't want. Vivian, no. Mihailovic, no. No. This is so. It's the question about have the skills and the intelligence and being stupid. You had the club that put some steps. What should be the work of the new board? To climb higher, to go higher. Let's go higher. He made good things. I will make more good things. And Sporting will win. Because if we have 10 good things and I can do more 10 good things, we have 20 good things. No. What they made it was, they spoke with Strom, and Strom said, we have a problem with Gala because we have Stroms are the Oscars of Sporting, not these ones that are from Bruno. And a good president should say, no, it's not called Bruno's Feast, it is called Gala of Sporting. So I don't care. You can continue with your Stroms, but we are going to continue with our annual feast, with our annual festival, because we are a centenary club. We cannot have small organization making things for a big club like we. But the problem it was the club were here and they put the club down for them to feel good. And I never made that. When I had to put for real people out of Sporting because we didn't have money. Yeah. And we didn't have money for real, not these lies. Mm-hmm. For real. I had people to say, but President, I have voted for you. And I said, okay, thank you very much. But you are incompetent.
So I don't care if you voted for me, for Godinho, for Roquete, for Dias da Cunha, for Madeira. I don't care. You are incompetent.
Mhm.
And that was the problem. That for me, I didn't care if it was supporter of Bruno. They needed to be competent. They need to be good. They need to have skills. Now they put it everybody out. If you imagine that everybody that will be involved in the next election, everybody was bad.
Mhm.
So they found today, 1 year, I don't know, 1 year from the next. Alexandre, how much time for the next elections?
I think about a year and a
More or less
half.
year.
1 year and a half. And now they understood, look, stop. Everybody regarding the general assemblies, everybody regarding the new elections, they are incompetent. They need to be go all on, all for what? For them to be kings in what? In the next general assembly, in the next elections. And who do this? People that don't believe in themselves. People who don't believe that they are good enough to win because people will like them. They need to have some help. So this is so strange. This is so bad. This is so wrong that I hope that the people that are happy, and I'm very happy with the people, can be clever enough to understand of what's happening with the club, and that is different for being happy. I don't know anyone that is not happy of the winnings of the club. I don't know no one, but I know a lot of people that are unhappy since the day they came. Why? Not because Bruno, because they put it good players out because they came from the other board. They stopped projects very important for Sporting because they came from the other board. They stopped the negotiation with the banks that were finished with us. They stopped because it was made by the other board. And this means only one thing in my book: incompetent. And
Mhm.
Ruben, the players, and Sporting can win everything. One incompetent one day, incompetent for life. And this is what is my problem when I'm going to make almost 50 years. Okay, they put me out as a member. They don't want me and Alexandre to return as members, as associates, but that doesn't give them the knowledge, the skills, and the intelligence. That only shows that they didn't care about Alcochete. They didn't care about Cashball.
Yeah.
The only thing that there was in their minds, it was to kill me. Now let's kill the guy. They never thought that I was blaming Alcochete. They never thought I was blaming Cashball. If they thought that.
Yeah.
In the day that the court decided and the law decided no, they didn't need the associates to ask for a general assembly. They need to come and say, let's repair a mistake. And it's not to put me again as a president.
Just simply as a member.
As a member.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. You can ask me, okay, but 1 year ago you said that you wanted to be. Okay, 1 year ago was 1 year ago. Life changed.
Yeah.
And fortunately for me, I understood again what was living for my family and living for me. And I don't want to lose that for nothing.
Yeah.
Not even for Sporting. I don't want. So I don't want. My problem it is not to return as president. It was to make justice. And these people are more worried if Rui Pinto is going to speak or not in our Assembleia da República than if Bruno and Alexandre Godinho should be or not members of the club that they love since they were born.
Mhm.
There is one thing for sure. I'm not a board member. I'm not an associate.
Mhm.
But I know more regarding Sporting that Varandas one day will know. And you say, Bruno, why you say that things? Because I'm older. And when I was born, I was educated to understand that when you are older, you know more than me, and you need to develop. It's not a boy that wanted to beat already in 2 presidents that will going to teach me something.
Mhm.
Not about membership, never,
Yeah.
never. Okay, I cannot be a member. Okay, I'm not a member. But for sure, I will know every time more than he. Why? Because I'm older.
Yeah.
Because I was there 5.5 years. Because when I went there, nobody knew who I was.
Mhm.
In 2011, people say, who is this crazy guy? Who is Bruno? And in 2018, they say, put the doctor. It's very, do you know? One thing in life, it is for you to work and to fight for what you want in life. Another thing, it is for you to
Right.
keep a guy, to put him in the edge and say, look down, look, now go. And make like this, hoping that the power will come to your hands. You will not learn because even when you need to fight and you need to work very hard to achieve a goal, you learn. When the power come to your hand because you made not made, but because you are a star in a movie, you don't learn nothing. You are only a star in a movie, and some days later you were the president.
Yeah.
This is not Hollywood.
Yeah.
This is not Hollywood.
Mhm.
This is real life. So of course that Viviano and Mihailovic and Nani and everybody had problems because it was me. Even today, when people speak to me about what's happening in the multi-sports and the Olympic project, people are being put also today out from Sporting because they don't want to say bad things regarding the last president.
Mhm.
No, this is the truth. It's not regarding basketball. It's not regarding the people that are coming to basketball. Of course, they have an obsession, but it's Sporting. So for me, I love it.
Yeah.
Basketball, football. I love everything regarding Sporting. So I don't care. No, the problem it is if you don't say bad things regarding the last president, I will put you out. I told to everybody. I speak to a lot of Sporting players. Every player tells me, please don't say to no one that I speak with you. If not, I will lose my job. Not only in Sporting, but I will lose forever my job. This is very bad what is happening today, not 2 years ago, today.
Yeah.
People call me, speak with me regarding problems that they are having. They say, please, President, never say my name. Not 1, not 2, not 10, not 20. This is amazing how it is possible to be happening in a club like Sporting. And you speak to me about if people are happy. I'm happy that people are happy, and I'm happy too. But I'm suffering because I know the truth.
Yeah.
And it is one of the bad things in the world. It is when you know the truth. You know what? And I will shut up for Alexandre to speak. Do you know what I miss more from my childhood? It's not to be young. No, I prefer to be like I am. It's, I didn't know the truth. And because of that, I was happy. Not regarding sporting, regarding life.
Ignorance is bliss.
The birds, so beautiful. The birds, when I was little, listening to the birds. Now I see the birds and say, die, motherfuckers, die. Because you are putting your shit in my water and you are killing the environment and you, please, die. This is crazy. I prefer to listen to birds and say, oh, every morning. Now I listen and say, please shut up. Shut up, bird. Go away, go away, go away. And I tell my cat, go, eat the bird, eat. No, it's a bless to be young, not because we are young, but because we don't know nothing. And as I told you, I'm afraid of this new generation that at 10 they think they know everything. They are so wrong because they don't know nothing and they are not happy. Because the happiness don't come with knowledge. With knowledge come problems. And more knowledge, you have one thing to do in life. If you want to know a lot and to do something about what you know, you need to be a part of a system. If you know things and if you like to know, but you don't be a part of the system, you end in jail as a lunatic. Alexandre, I will shut up. Sorry.
I can only agree with you, Bruno. Yes, the two dossiers of it was Viviano and Mihailovic, right? They were for sure handled very poorly, and a lot of the reasons have just been voiced by Bruno. So there you go.
Yeah, you're muted,
Chris. You muted.
I have a question for you, Alexandre, seeing as you're a legal mind. First, I want to explain my understanding of things, and then I want you to correct my understanding of things if they're wrong, and then talk about how it relates to the current moment. So based on my understanding in 2013, I believe it was, when Godinho Lopes he resigned. The same thing happened where the socios gathered the signatures that were required, brought them to Sporting, and Sporting said, no, you don't, this doesn't count, it's whatever they said. And then it was brought to court, and a court ruled that the socios decide just cause, not the administration. And they were required to hold an AG. Once that AG was required to be held, he just resigned because he knew he was going to lose. I see the exact same scenario play out in front of my eyes with the Verandas and Rogério Alves. How is there not a court precedent to make the AG happen? Just explain to me, like, legally what's going on, because I don't understand how it's allowed to happen.
Well, Christian, it's what you just said. You kind of described it very accurately. The thing is, mostly it's political. It's a struggle of power, because you have a number of club members that gathered the required signatures according to the statutory law of the club. Okay, they gathered the whole dossier. They turned with all the required documentation. They fulfilled all the rules, all the requirements, and what just happened is that they received a political answer. They received a blunt no. And now you legitimately ask me, why can you go to court and try and and have a court turn over this decision. You can. What I hear some club members are going around this and are trying to do something with this. But above that, how can I put it to you? I have no doubt that these club members are entitled to do what they petitioned for. Okay, and it doesn't interest me if it is Bruno's return and myself as club members, if it is the petition to take out to cease the administration of Arandas or even of the General Assembly. What I care is that a club member right that is written, and it's a right that is entitled to the club member or not? If it is, did he fulfill the rules, the requirements that he had to fulfill? He did. So Rogério Alves, which is the president of the General Assembly, has only one role in all this situation. He has to check the boxes on those requirements, see if the boxes are all checked, and if they are, he just has to hold the General Assembly. That's all that there is to it. So why doesn't he do it? It's political, okay? It's political. It's a unfair, unbalanced, and very poor display of power that he has. And the thing is that the club members are, for a long time, have been manipulated. They are still being manipulated, and they are, because there's so many years of frustration and resignation directly linked with the absence of titles on football, okay, on the first squad football. That now that things are going relatively well, you are at first, you look at the end of the horizon and see, okay, there's a real possibility. We hope it's more than a possibility, and that it's a goal achieved. And they are willing to sacrifice everything else for this goal, this objective, okay? And they are gambling. The administration and the Rogério Alves, they are gambling with these emotions of club members and of club fans. They are gambling, and they are taking advantage of that to just give that blunt no that I just referred, because they know, they make their own assessment, and they know that the reaction, okay, to that is very, very, very low, which we have been seeing. So the way that I look at it is that I hope Sporting wins Monday. I hope Sporting wins all the games. I hope we are football champions. But I also hope that people do not sacrifice.
It's dinner.
The dinner. When you were, but just let me open a little bracket here to say just this. When you were talking about your dinner metaphor, I got really nostalgic, because I remember when we had full pension, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we still had the strength and the energy and the dedication to set up the infrastructures for our future. So I got really nostalgic. Okay, but getting back on point, I just wanted to leave leave that out. Getting back on point, I feel very, 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 very sad that people are willing to sacrifice the values, because one thing doesn't take out the other. You can be successful with a football team, you can have the results, and you can still have and defend your honor and your good values and do the right thing. Okay, one thing doesn't necessarily have to sacrifice the other. They can coexist. Okay,
Alex, let me just say one thing regarding to what you are saying. And regarding Christian's answer, you are, as you know, 100% right when you say that what Rogério made, it was against the law and against the Sporting Regulamento.
Of course.
Because he doesn't need to see off if the things that the associates are asking are good or bad. He only needs to see if what is required in the statute are good.
Do the little checkbox.
Signatures and the votes and nothing more.
Yes.
But you need to tell listen, you know that if I like man, I will propose you to marry me. You need to understand that. But you need to tell the truth. And what is the truth? It's not that if people are happy or not happy. The lawyers that tries to help associates receives phone calls from very big lawyers companies,
of course,
telling them not to go and not to put nothing in court. This is happening today. Christian, the associates that put things in court in the hands of Rogério Alves are trusting lawyers that are receiving phone calls. Do you understand, Christian? Today, no, if you don't put nothing, if you don't put, I will give you cases, I will give you money. Today, Christian, this is crazy. This is crazy. When you say that Godinho Lopes resigned when he understood about the decision of the court, it's a very good history. It's not the truth. Because I was there. I was in an office of one guy that called to Godinho Lopes and say, you will resign today. And the guy, you know, doctor, today you don't have more the support. Today, they don't fear the courts, Christian, Danny, and Sam. This is not United States. This is not Canada. This is not England. This is the very good and friendly Portugal that has something in court that is called lex. It is a very big problem to our justice. It's a problem regarding judges. And judges that they say in Portuguese is alegadamente. Allegedly, they say that they use personal connections to try to receive not the fair decisions in court, but the ones they wanted. And this is not my head. This is a problem. And imagine, Christian, that there is a lot of judges in Portugal. A lot. And it needs to be one from Benfica and one from Sporting. And people that everybody knows. What I'm trying to say is, it could be a judge that no one knew. 10 judges that no one knew. No, it was one that tried to be president of Benfica, and another one that is very good friend of Sousa Sintra, that was the guy that entered when I went gone. So this is a coincidence so big, how there is a question in court regarding one guy that wanted to be president of Benfica and one guy that is the right hand of Sousa Sintra, that was the guy choose for succeeding me when they threw me out from sport. If you believe in Santa Claus, you don't understand nothing of what I'm saying. If you don't believe, you understand that there are no coincidences in life. So now the problem is that you have Imagine, Rui Pinto, one of the guys that wrote for him not to be listened. This is not possible. Why? It's not for him to be safe or not safe from decisions. It is to be listened. And Rogério Alves signed a paper for him not to be listened. Rogério Alves, this is his thought of democracy. Don't listen. Why don't listen? If they can listen and they can make something about what Rui Pinto say, or don't make nothing. But to say don't listen, it's not democracy. Don't listen. We need to listen every time, everybody, for us to know. Even if it is to put the information in the trash, we need to listen. So you have Rogério Alves not wanted Assembleia da República to listen to Rui Pinto. And do you think that they want the associate to listen me or Alexandre? After what was the game they played to put us out? Because it was a game. It was a game. And this is what really matters for people. People were involved in a game. And even today, when the court decided that there was nothing, the police said there was nothing regarding Cashball, people are still thinking that it was not a game. It was a game, a very dangerous one. And do you think they are going to give you back your word when they took you in 2018 and you said yes? You said yes. Take my voice, take my mind, because I believe everything you say. And now do you think that they are going to return and give back the minds of people? They are not. So it's not only a question of what Alexandre told. What Alexandre told is true. People are happy. And when people are happy, they don't care about something else. But that is not only the question, because there is a lot of good people that are happy and they care. And they ask today, where is the process in court against the decision of Rogério Alves? And they ask you, do you know, Danny, where it is? No. Christian? Sam?
In his fourth desk drawer. I don't know.
No. I thought that you should know, because one it is in America, another in Canada, another in England, because the solution is not in Portugal for sure. So I thought that maybe you would know something, because I don't know. Portugal, and I don't know why there wasn't in the next day of the decision of Rogério Alves a providência cautelar, put it in court to be decided in 5 hours, like we had some in our time. We had things against us that was decided in 3 hours. 3 hours. This is more fast than the United States, that it is the best and the best of the best. No, here in Portugal, when they want, they decide in 3 hours. Here, and Alexandre thinks that it's it's the blame, it is for the people that are happy. No, the blame, it is the one thing that is called mobile phone. Mobile phone. When you call to your colleagues and say, don't make. And if you don't make, I give you this and this and this and this and this. And do you know what I told you about soccer, Christian, Sam? Money. What speaks louder in life? Money. Unfortunately, almost, not everybody. Don't say please that I said everybody, but almost everybody have a price for their goals, for their wishes, for their thoughts, for their ideals. Almost everybody have a price. It's only a fight to understand who is going to pay. But usually, when there is people that are willing to pay, usually people sell. And they don't understand that life is too short. And maybe you will have money, but you will never have the peace. You will never have the decency. One thing that they could never took from me or Alexandre, they took a lot of things, but they never took our possibility to look in the mirror and be happy. And this is the thing that almost no one can say. It's not, there is people, but usually that people that goes to the parliament and say, how you have the shame of doing that to us. And then you will see there is a lot of millions behind that children that is very worried with our lives. And no, but the money is not for her. It is for the environment. Yes, but she uses money because she's the one. It's a problem. So the truth is, all the lawyers are receiving phone calls not to do. So the associates, happy or not happy, they don't care, because Rogério Alves is not afraid of justice because he controls it. Godinho Lopes was not afraid of justice, was not afraid of losing a General Assembly. The problem was the guy that called him to say it's today. And after 30 minutes, he presented his resignation. All about power. It was not, Godinho never was afraid of nothing, because they have their ways to control things. And believe me, that I'm seeing every day in the courts how strong they are. This is not the blacklist. This is not Pinky Blinders. This is not Netflix. But do you know, when we see that blacklist, I'm seeing now with my daughter, and sometimes she says to me, Father, what an imagination this guy has to all these episodes. This is very good. And I said, no, it's very good imagination. The problem that it exists. The problem is what we see in the movies exists. And all that framework that we see in series like Blacklist, when you are in the middle and you understand that it exists, and it can harm you, and it can hurt you, and it can kill you, it's because of that I miss when I was young not to knowing the truth, because I understood that a day without afraid, it is a day when I will say that the truth is not the truth. Because when we know the truth about what is surrounding us, it's not only surrounding Bruno, it's surrounding Bruno, Alexandre, Sam, Christian, Danny. It's afraid. If you want to be a sheep, it's a very good word. If you want to be a lion, you will be in the circus. And sometimes you will be dead. Sometimes you win. But the game, if for the Romans, the lions every time win, today, usually the lion loses.
Right. I'm gonna gear it a bit away from that and go back into the football a bit with my next question before we wrap things up. I mentioned Mark Silva earlier, and you also mentioned Leonardo Jardim earlier. Obviously, no doubts and no questions in terms of if had Leonardo, and you said it yourself already in the past, had Leonardo Jardim stayed, you're confident enough that he would have brought you that league title that we deserve to have, and that's currently in court. But that's besides the issue. You mentioned in a podcast a few weeks ago how you knew right from the start that Mark Silva was a bad choice, but that you had to wear it for that year at least. My question is, before Mark Silva, who was on that list, that short list, in terms of managers after Jardim left? And if you can disclose that, and that's it.
That is very simple. Every time that I looked for a coach, I never had a list. I had every time a name. And this is the truth. So the first was Leonardo, I didn't have a list. The second was Marco, I didn't have a list. The third, it was George, I didn't have a list. Bad or good, I never had a list. So every time I had feelings. And I need to tell you that after 3, only had a good guess, my feeling sucks.
Wait, how so? I'm not understanding that. How so?
Because the only one that was good for Sporting was Leonardo.
Ah, got it.
So I have no good feelings, for sure. Not a good instinct. You need to understand one thing. Marco didn't have only bad things. George don't have only bad things.
Of course.
But when I say bad for Sporting, what does it mean, bad for Sporting? It means that there is one thing that in my education I learned that it was very important, and that I think it is loyalty. Loyalty. It's one of the most important things in life, regarding everything, not only regarding coaches or soccer, but regarding everything. When you don't have that feeling inside you, you are not a person. It's so bad. There is a lot of things that are bad in life, but lack of loyalty. I'm not saying, Danny, that you cannot say to a person, enough is enough, and I want to go away. Even if it is your wife, your husband, your boss, your worker. Loyalty is not to make things that you don't believe. Loyalty is for you, when you are in something, you need to be loyal to that something. If it is a personal relation, if it is a professional relation, I don't care. Life teach me that if you don't have loyalty inside of you, if you don't understand the concept of loyalty, you are not a man or a woman. You are a thing. You don't deserve to be called as a man or a woman. You are a thing. You are nothing. Because it is the basis of everything. It is loyalty. And Marco and George don't know the concept of loyalty, of nothing. Nothing. And they are, when you don't have that lack, when you have the lack of concern of what is loyalty, you are ready to everything. You sell even your mother, your father, because you don't have the minimal structure to be alive, to be considered a person. And I understood
since the day one, almost the day one, that Marco was not there when he sold Sporting to Doyen. I don't need one example, two example, three example. The people, the regular people needs. They need to see 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, 10 times, 10 times. I don't need. I only need to see 1 time. Because I'm not that kind of person that say if you steal €1, you steal 1 million. I don't think it is true. I don't like people that steal €1. I don't like people to steal 1 million. But it's very nice to say it, but I don't think it's always true. Because there are people that makes mistakes in life that are not bad people. And when you say someone that steals €1 can steal 1 million, you say that everybody that makes bad are bad people. But one thing I need to tell you, if you don't understand the concept of loyalty, for sure you are trash. That is for sure. Because it's impossible for you to be good if you don't have the basis of life. It is the same. If you don't know how to breathe, you are not going to live. You are going to die. It's breathe. And loyalty, it is the breath of the soul. If you don't have it, you are dead and you don't know it. And this sold Sporting in the preseason regarding the subject Rojo. And I said, no, this is the worst decision that I made. And then you had George. And you tell me that nobody knew Marco. So we didn't know what it was inside the cake, the melon, the watermelon.
Right.
But George, you need to say to me, Bruno, everybody knew who was George. And I will say, what made me go after George? I believed, because I'm so stupid that I'm not stupid. I'm a regular person that believes that what I live and what I believe, it is what I think about persons and people. So I have the most respect for my father and my mother. For me, it's the highest I can have. It is my father, my mother, and my daughters. And everything regarding them, it is almost religious. It is, for me, it's the most important thing in life. And I knew that he told to his father that one day he would be the coach of Sporting and have success with Sporting. And I believe that even if I knew that George was not a good person, that thing that he had with his father would make that he would pass everything that he had inside for this thing that was greater. It was what he told to his father. Well, I needed to learn that there are people that don't care of what they told to father or mother or daughters, or there are people, and it's my mistake, of course. I never knew no one that was so with so lack of emotions. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. I don't say that he doesn't love his father. at his own way, I believe, but it is different than what I love, my father or my mother or my daughters. If I say to my father, I will make this, I will make, even if I need to overcome a lot of problems and obstacles. If I say I will make, I will make. But for sure, I was mistaken. And George, when higher values spoken to him, and I'm saying this, I don't want that Rei da Manhã or someone to go to a court to say that I said that George is this or that. I'm saying this in Portuguese, it is metaphorically. It is
metaphorically.
It is in a way like a drawing. It's not real. It's to listen to the words, but not take literally the words. George sold Sporting. In that process that Benfica had against him.
Yeah.
And you will ask me why. Why? Why do you say things like that, even metaphorically? Why? And I will say to you, imagine, only imagine. It's not the truth. It's only a game. Imagine that I could go to court and say that Benfica was right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what Benfica told. Benfica asked 14 millions, because he started to work when he
was still contracted to Benfica, correct?
Imagine that I could go. Imagine this is.
Yeah.
I could go to court and say it's true.
Yeah.
No, imagine that I had the proof that it was true. Imagine that there was a contract signed. Imagine that I had everything in my power.
Yeah.
It's like John Lennon.
Imagine.
All the people. And do you know what happened? They married again.
Yeah.
I was tried to be shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that I had the proofs.
Right.
And
go ahead.
Imagine that when I understood what was happening, I wanted to tell to all of you. And I feel, imagine, powerless and alone. Not alone. I had Alexandre. I had in my dream, because this is what I'm saying. It's not true. It is a dream. Imagine that I felt that my army, that I think it was my army, that it was the Sportingistas, will never believe me. And do you know, if this is true, how difficult it is for you to go home and say, why am I here? If I'm alone, I have people that love me. Not there, but here, in my house. Why am I, what I'm doing in my dreams?
Right.
But tell the truth to people. Tell the truth to people. And do you still believe that people want the truth? People don't want the truth. People want to tweet that they want the truth. But people want to be happy. And because people don't know how to be happy, people are happy when they don't know the truth. Nobody wants to know the truth. Nobody. It's a lie. it's a lie. Nobody wants to know the truth. And when I saw it, imagine in your dreams, only dream, that you will be seated in the locker room of Sporting Stadium with Jorge Jesus, and you say, look, I went to pick you. I believe in you. I paid you millions. And now you are trying to kill me? And imagine, because nothing of this is true, that he will look at you and say, now the machine is on the move. I cannot do nothing. And I went home. Imagine, this is a dream.
Yeah,
and I said to someone in my family, I will be dead. And because I don't say things only for saying, because I every time in my life know what I say, the person run away with fear of what is going to happen. This is not true. This is a dream.
Right.
And imagine that when I was in home alone, like the child in the movie, I was waiting every time for the robbers to come to pick me up. But every time I believed that there was an army that will believe me and don't let the robbers to steal me. And imagine when I didn't saw the robbers, but I saw policemen put me in jail and my army clapping and saying, good, you deserve it. The good thing is all of this that I say, it's a dream. And
Right.
it's not true. It's the good thing, because I believe if this happens to someone, that someone will not be alive today, because it would be very bad.
Right.
Alex, the only thing, Alex, I look at you and I need to say to people, okay, don't put me again in Sporting. I don't care. But please, put Alexandre back in Sport. What he made bad? Is my friend?
We agree.
Is my friend? Is my friend? Only it was his mistake. It was he didn't sold himself like the other club members. And it's because of that the associates of Sporting doesn't want Alexandre as a member. Okay, I'm crazy. I'm stupid. I'm drunk. I'm drug addict. I beat in women. I beat in child. Everything that people say about me. But what is the crime of Alexandre? Being my friend? Is that the
capital sin?
So okay, put him back as a member, and for me, I don't care. Good. It was an honor for me, 5.5 years. Nobody's going to take me that honor.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who I was, and it was not Sporting who gave me the name. I'm very proud of saying that I went to Sporting to put Sporting in the right way again. So I helped Sporting a lot. For me, what Sporting gave me, and what I say with Sporting, I say with all the people, proud, honor, joy, and jail. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna start wrapping up. Before we do so, we want to ask both of you one big question, and I'm gonna start with Alexandre, because we did get away from you a little bit there. First and foremost, we just want to say we would love to have both of you back, if not together, separately, either or. We would love to have you guys back, because we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg. But anyways, we're gonna start wrapping it up, and we want to know your opinions on our game on Monday. the preview of it. You want to know score predictions as well. I'm going to put you guys both on the spot from that. Of course, no Pelinga. We'll have Pot back though. Alexandre, what do you make of this of the derby on Monday? Of course, Benfica also have a bunch of COVID cases as well, and JJ being one of them.
It's going to be a tough game for sure. A derby is always a game of uncertain result. This one is not going to be an exception. Of course, I'm hoping, I'm counting on a Sporting win. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a 2-1. But let's just try to be lucky enough not to go against two teams, just one, which is more than enough. Let's hope for that.
How about you, Bruno?
I think that we are going to win 3-0. And one thing people need to understand, if we win 3-0 or 2-0 or 0.5, I don't care. I will make a very good tweet regarding my loved one, Jesus. I'm since I go out from Sporting, I every time I was a Christian, but now I'm fanatic regarding Jesus. For me, Jesus came into my life, and I was a changed man. This is Jesus changed my life. This is so strange to say. Jesus changed my life. So I would hope that Jesus. It's not going to be Jesus in the bench. It's going to be Christ. No, very nice. It's God. God is in the bench. Not Jesus. God is in the bench. So I don't care about God or Jesus. I only hope if I every time want Benfica to lose with Sport,
100%.
and not only, but this is rivalry. It's usually that Benfica people want Sporting to lose every time, and Sporting people want to win. It's normal. So if I every time want Sporting to win, if I every time want Benfica to lose, for sure that 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, for Jorge to understand that there is life after Jesus. This is not Christian. I'm not speaking about Christian because people in the United States. Oh, he's joking with Jesus. No, not Jesus. The guy that is called George. It's like the life of Brian. It's not the real Jesus. It's the brother of Jesus. It is our Brian. It's George, not real Jesus. So what I'm trying to say is, I hope that first, the first gift for Jesus was the winning of Palmeiras. I would like very much Abel to give the first gift for Jesus, to show that yes, it is possible, and yes, there is another Portuguese that can win. I will hope very much that Abel wins with Palmeiras, and I hope that the second gift, which is for him to lose a lot, not only losing, for a lot, because it's good for the championship, it's good for Sporting, and it's good for my love for Jesus.
Agreed. Listen, we are, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are happy and we are honored to have you guys on to this to Sporting160EN podcast. We hope you guys this isn't the first time or the only time. I hope you guys join us as well, because we still have so many more questions in regards to percentages of passes, for example, that we didn't get to mention, and everything along that as well, agents and all of that. So we do hope you guys do both come back to the Sporting160EN podcast. I want to also give a special shout out to everybody that watched, everybody that watched us in the past and watched us today. I don't even want to shout anybody out today because I'm scared I'm going to forget somebody, and that would only break my heart even more. A special shout out to Steph and Nando, who also couldn't make it today. Shout out to you two. Christian, Sam, I don't know if you guys want to add on to that. Shout out to you guys too. Shout out to us. I don't know.
No, I mean, I just want to, again, say thank you, Bruno, and thank you, Alexandre. I mean, you guys to take your time like this on a Friday night, appreciate it so much, and the knowledge that you guys have dropped. It's been awesome. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Sam.
I'll just say as well, thank you. You are honestly both like heroes to me, and I know to Chris and Danny, of what you did for Sporting and what you continue to do and fight the good fight. Is honestly, thank you so much for everything you've done in the past and everything you've done in the future. And thank you, both of you, for taking your time to come on.
And anything that you guys need us to do in terms of project that you guys have in the future, happy to help in any way.
100%.
Exactly. Our only issue is we're sausage from afar, but we're still willing to fight the good fight.
Yes.
Now, so let me tell you that for me it was a pleasure. Thank you very much. This was a way to return to Canada, to United States, to England. I go more often, but I lived good times in United States and in Canada with Sporting and with all the people. I remember that one day in Canada there was a dinner with 1,200 people, and I said hello to everybody one by one. The last one had already had dinner 2 hours ago, and I was saying hello. So tell everybody that I miss them as a person, and that for me it was a pleasure to know everybody and to live with everybody and to have that pleasure times with everybody, and nothing changed. I am the same guy that go to a room and it's not happy and don't go to eat. It doesn't say hello to everybody because I have a father and a mother gave me education. It was impossible for me, so I didn't change. I'm not crazy. I don't have problems. My only problem now is the pandemic, and I miss the people more than Sporting. I miss the people. So a big hug to everybody in England, Canada, in the United States, here in Portugal, to everybody that listened to us. It was a pleasure and a way to remind a lot of things. Maybe I don't remember Peñarol, but I remember everybody, every face, every child, every moment that we lived, because for me, without people, it wasn't funny. It wasn't worthy. And maybe a lot of people were mistaken. I hope that now they are more calm and they understood that they made a mistake. But okay, life is going on. I don't hate anybody. The only thing regarding everything that happens, it is I'm a Jesus fanatic, and I would hope Jesus will lose every time, every day, in the weekend, even if he's making a game about eating, only eating. I will hope that he will not win. So I was very happy. A big hug to everybody that I met there, and it was a lot of people. And I believe that we are going to see each other a lot of times.
I hope so.
Alex.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Danny, Christian, and Sam, for the kind invitation. It was a pleasure being here, and congratulations on the project and on the format, and to the other colleagues of yours that weren't able to be here tonight. Shout out for them too. Also, I hope all the viewers, all your audience has liked the program, and everyone that is listening in the future, and this is it. It was a pleasure, and it's always a pleasure to talk Sportingism with other Sportingistas. It's always a pleasure. So please be safe, and please be happy and well protected.
One last favor, because our boy Josh from Down Under, he just wants a shout out to Australia. You can say hi to Australia.
Oh no! Since the beginning, no, Australia, they're the best.
Yeah.
No,
shout out to Down Under.
The guy's dead. No, the guy that made Crocodile Dundee was dead, or it was a fake news. It was a fake news, or it is true.
I have no idea.
It's
Judge,
true.
It's true?
No, I think he died, no?
He did die. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
crocodile Dundee, yeah.
Oh, damn.
So it is crocodile without Dundee. So very good for Australia. I like very much Australia. No, I never went to Australia. So if they want to invite me, maybe I can make a show, like a circus. I can make a show. I'm very good in making shows. So if they want to invite me, I'm here. And Alexandre can go with me if there was not pandemia. Do you want to come? Good. Let's go to Australia. And New Zealand. Let's go. Well, let's go, Australia.
And I'm sure José Costa Jorge will take very good care of you guys. All right.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Ciao.
Thank
Viva
you.
Sporting.